Hey guys, so we're here back again with an overview of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman The Last Night on Earth wave. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, as I said before, today we are going to be doing a bit of an overview of the Last Night on Earth wave of figures from the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, part of the DC Multiverse line. And I gotta tell you, the Last Night on Earth is pretty dark. It's almost like Batman meets Mad Max meets Saw meets just some crazy post-apocalyptic shit. So with that being said, the story is basically Fallout from the Dark Knight's Metal story arc, which we still need to do an overview, and actually I gotta upload one of the reviews I have saved from the Merciless wave. Merciless, excuse me. I haven't reviewed the, haven't uploaded anyways, the Batman from that wave, so I will have to do that, and then we can do an overview on that wave. Late as usual, but here at Dead Last Reviews, we do things that are no longer relevant, way after they've been no longer relevant. So, what do you kind of do? But this wave right here is semi-relevant, I think. Maybe not. Didn't get a whole lot of views on these videos, but I don't give a shit. I like McFarlane Toys, so I'm going to review his stuff until the day they put me in the ground. Kicking things off with the Batman from this wave. He is standing in the front there. Comes with the Joker's head in the lantern and a billy club that he stole from some cop he beat the ever-living snot out of. Cool figure, a little bit loose in places, but I like the aesthetic. I like the straight jacket look, the cowl being kind of a helmet made for the electric chair is cool. The one foot on mine is a little loose, so he might be standing a little lopsided right now, but I think a little bit of heat will fix that. I think I just need to work the lower leg a little bit more shut around that foot. So, well, the peg on the foot going into the leg, I should say. But that's really it. It's another cool Batman, probably one of the better Batman figures that McFarlane Toys has done, at least from a being different standpoint. I think it's one of my personal favorites. I like how the kind of belts on his back from the straitjacket kind of form a bit of a cape. And then again, that Joker head in the lantern is just a really nice touch, really well done, super awesome redesign for the Dark Knight itself. Moving on from him though, we have the second figure I reviewed in the wave, got Omega, who is what I'm going to call the Pizza Spider-Man, or in this case, Retro Spider-Man, which I still don't have, of the DC Multiverse line from McFarlane Toys. It's probably the most articulated figure they've ever done, albeit with some questionable, put that in air quotes, questionable ankle joints. I still think they need to work out some kinks in this line. I think the toe joints can go the hell away because he was a bitch to stand for this video. And I think the ankle joints need to be a little bit bigger when necessary. You know, smaller characters get small ones, larger characters get bigger ones. Like the Batman right next to him there actually has pretty well-sized ankle joints. They look appropriate to the size of his feet and his leg. Omega's are a little bit on the small side. They kind of kink out to the side a bit and they just seem a little bit too small. Other than that though, I would say his proportions are perfect for the character. He's supposed to have slightly longer legs. I know some people were a little bit turned off by that at first, but that is how the character is drawn, so if you don't like that, well then I guess you'll just have to pass. Because they're not going to do him another way, because that's the only way he was ever drawn. And last I checked, Greg Capullo knew what the hell he was doing. So, with that being said, he did come with an extra set of hands. Came with a grip hand. I wish he came with the dark side head on the pike, whatever it was, the spear. As an accessory, that would have been awesome, but maybe that was a little bit too gory to put in the line to sell at Target. Although I beg to differ, because that's Scarecrow. We'll get into that. But I will say, of all the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures I've ever reviewed, I think Omega has the best range in the torso. He's got really nice range, really nice posability overall, and really solid head sculpt too. I like the design of the head sculpt on this character. I think he's really cool. And a special shout out to buddy Darth Deuces, who's been watching these videos. Thank you very much, sir. He pointed out that Omega is the Batman of the universe that this story takes place in, and the Batman in the straitjacket there is, I believe, from an alternate dimension or reality, and he somehow winds up here. Which, I might have known that, but let's just say DC Comics are thinking men's comics, and I get easily confuzzled when it comes to multiverses and timelines and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I think they need to have the Anti-Monitor show up and erase half this shit again. But moving on from him, we have the very butch Wonder Woman. I like the figure, but again, the toe joints just... No. She doesn't have toes to stand on. She needs just solid feet. She is a pain in the butt to stand because of those toe joints. Her sword is a rubbery material. I'm gonna just say it, this is the weakest figure in the wave, the Wonder Woman. Which kind of sucks, because she was a cool character in the comic book, but this is by far the weakest figure in the wave. Maybe I'll like her better with the Dr. Fate helmet. Oh, buddy of mine on Instagram, Bubba Shelby, pre-ordered that version. But, yeah, I like the design. I just wish the figure was a little bit better executed, which is not something I say about McFarlane Toys very often, for those of you who don't know. I'm a huge fan of their work. Am I a fanboy? Maybe, but at the end of the day, good shit is good shit, and McFarlane Toys is just killing it as far as original sculpts, paint, and posability for the most part. You know, it's not perfect. They gotta work out the kinks still. Sometimes I wonder if they just want to make a statue or they want to make an articulated figure, and we'll get into that more with that Bane over there. But yeah, the Wonder Woman, definitely the weakest figure in the wave. Not a whole lot I can say about that, other than I really like the character design, but that's more or less a compliment to Mr. Greg Capullo. But moving on from her, we have the odd couple themselves from this wave. We have Scarecrow and Bane! And we'll talk about Scarecrow first, because he was the single release. Bane was the Collect and Connect and or Build a... I think they called it Build a Bane, just like they called it Build a Merciless. So they kind of use and build a figure, but replace a figure with the name of the character. Is that smart or lazy? I don't know! So with that being said, the Scarecrow is awesome. I love the Scarecrow. Scarecrow is, if not my favorite, one of my favorite Batman villains of all time. This is a really badass version of Mr. I believe it's Johnny Crane. Dr. Jonathan Crane. I wonder if he's related to Ichabod Crane from the Sleepy Hollow story. Ooh. But this version of Scarecrow definitely ticks all kinds of boxes for me. Has an awesome zombie head under that translucent orange helmet, which if you saw my review, you can easily remove. Pretty much pops open like an Easter egg. And you can also remove the noose around his neck if you don't care for that. And I know what I said about that dark side head earlier, but they're selling this Scarecrow at Target, and he's literally ripped in half. He's got his skeleton exposed, his guts hanging out, and is absolutely terrifying. So I don't know why we didn't get that dark side head. Maybe it just wasn't in the budget, because well, all these figures are 100% unique sculpts, so that's probably got something to do with it. I'm getting a lot of Toy Biz vibes from this company right now, just because of the unique sculpt work and paint, just like Toy Biz used to do back in ye olden days of Marvel Legends. But But the Scarecrow also has those long syringes on his fingers filled with the fear toxin that he can just make your life a living hell with. And he does have some finger articulation. He's got a little bit of posability. He's not the most articulated thing in the world, but you really can't have the Scarecrow without Bane, who is the collect and connect, build-a-figure, whatever you want to call it, of this wave. And I've been asked what I think of this Bane compared to the original DC Classics Bane from Mattel / Four Horsemen, because they sculpted that figure. And if you like the classic Bane from the Nightfall story, get the DCUC version, although that thing is expensive as balls now. It's like 200 plus. It's ridiculous. But if you want a Bane based off of this story arc, obviously go with this one. It's really no comparison because they are two completely different designs for the character. The only thing they really have in common is that they're both Bane figures. Other than that, there's really nothing they have in common. Nothing really similar, nothing really the same. So, with that said, I love this figure and the Scarecrow together. Individually, they're both really solid, but again, Scarecrow is, like I said, about half a figure because he's ripped in half. And then Bane has literally no hip movement, which is a damn shame because you can't really get him into the crazy hunch pose he's in on the trading card or the back of the box. That's how he was drawn by Greg Capullo, and you can't really achieve that with this figure, which is, again, a real shame. That and McFarlane's one to really kind of push for that sort of comic posing. I figured he would have either given him a hunch or given him enough hip articulation to kind of bend him forward a bit to achieve that pose, because he seems like the type of person to do that. But maybe the stars didn't align. I don't know. It's still a badass figure. I love those two together. I think they're awesome. But Bane not having any range in the hips is really killing that figure. Not just for me, but for a lot of people. And I think the legs could have attached a little bit better. I did pop one off during the review. It popped right back in. But yeah. On the right side, though, he's got a thigh cut. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. And also, to go back to the hip movement, it's kind of a Robin Crow situation. That figure had the kind of rubberized shorts. And yeah, it pretty much hindered his leg movement indefinitely. So yeah, kind of a bummer, but still a really solid figure. Really solid wave. Again, I think Wonder Woman is the weakest figure in the wave just because she is a bitch to stand. And if you don't care for that design, well, you're probably not going to like that figure. Same with the Batman. If you do not care for that design, you're not going to like that figure. This is a wave. If you like this comic, buy it. If you like the character designs, buy it. But if you are a strictly, I only like the classic looks for the characters, this is an easy pass. Because this is as far from classic as you could probably get, with a little bit of exception with Bane over there. Because Bane, not a whole lot to Bane. I don't believe his skin was gray all the time. He also never talked in that comic. It was always Scarecrow kind of talking for him, or speaking for him. Kind of used him more as a pet than anything. I just realized how messed up that is. Either way, I really like this wave. I had fun taking a look at it for you guys, even though y'all didn't watch them. I will leave links to all the reviews in the description below in case you missed them or you wanted to check them out. As I always say in these overviews, these videos are for people who don't necessarily have all the time in the world to watch every single review I make from a wave. So I do these videos in case you want to hear my brief thoughts on a wave of figures. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more content like this. We're going to be doing the Conan figures from Super 7 next week. Excuse me again, jeez. Bane's giving me the burps here. But we're going to be doing the Conan Super 7 Ultimates based off the Conan the Barbarian movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, that'll be all next week, Monday through Friday. Those videos are actually already up as of the time I am posting this. So just wait for them to upload. And also let me know what you think of the 5 a.m. upload time. Is that a good time to upload videos? I don't know. Kind of new to uploading early in the morning. I see that Anthony's Customs uploads videos at about 3 a.m. most of the time. I don't know if that's Eastern or Central, but he tends to upload them early in the morning, and his channel's, while it is way more established than mine, it does pretty damn good. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I figured the longer it's up, the more views I might proc on it. And really, I'm trying to get back to where I was. I'm not going to get into the I was hyped thing, but 1,000 subscribers would be nice at one point or another. And with that being said, the phone's ringing. Hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. Same profile picture as the channel here. Should be relatively easy to find. I do live unboxings and whatnot. And as always, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this wave. And as always, keep the comments civil because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Shut up, telephone!